Welcome back to another segment of Hey, this is our final senior project show. Today we have some very special guests who will be joining us on this final endeavor. Before we bring in any of the guests, let's make it clear that we will be talking about two very eye-opening stories. All Summer in a Day, written by Ray Bradbury, and A Clean, Well-Lighted Place, written by Ernest Hemingway.
So without further ado, let's welcome Margot, who stars in All Summer in a Day, and who has traveled from Venus to join us here today. How was your trip?
I'm a little jet lagged, but happy to finally see the sun again.
Yes, it was beautiful, isn't it? So as I recall, you grew up here on Earth, but you moved to Venus when you were 4, correct? Can you describe your experience when you arrived on Venus?
Listen, I had a really tough time. It all started when...
What are you looking at? Speak when you're spoken to.
The rain and the people brought a lot of unhappiness into my life.
It seems like the rain symbolizes your unhappiness, just like your time on Venus. You were treated unkindly because you were the only one who remembered what the sun looked like. It seemed to me that people, like William, were jealous of the things you had experienced on Earth. Is that true?
I wouldn't know how they felt because I always tended to exclude myself from everyone. I preferred to keep to myself and mourn the things I had lost when I first moved to Venus. The rain created a barrier between my unhappiness and I. It was always so colorless and gloomy, just like how I fell asleep feeling and woke up feeling. My unhappiness is reflected upon the rain every day. The only way my life will become meaningful and be of clarity is if the sun shines upon my face. The sun is like my freedom from this emotionless jail. When it rains, I live in a black and white world, but my life becomes colorful and bright when the sun shines upon my face.
Was there ever a specific time where you felt like you've hit rock bottom?
Yes, definitely. It was a rainy afternoon when... Being shoved and locked into that closet made me realize how trapped I really am ever since I moved to Venus. It was like I was a prisoner in my own home. The darkness within me became a physical attribute when those kids shoved me into that closet. It felt like the weather, the people, and my own life was against me. And the only thing that could fix that was feeling the rays of sunshine reflect upon my pale skin.
Margot, I followed you all the way from Venus, except my flight got delayed. But here I am, at last.
William, what a surprise! What are you doing here?
I came here to apologize to her. I'm sorry for taking the only thing that made you happy in this world.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell our audience?
You have something to say. Something really meaningful, by the way. I'm sorry for what I did to you. I regret letting my jealousy take over, and because of that, it led to unhappiness. I'm sorry for the pain I caused you. My classmates and I were jealous that you actually remembered the sun, and we didn't. We envied you a lot. I regret my actions. We locked you up in a closet. Can you believe that? I know I can't. I feel so sorry for what I did. Don't let your jealousy take over. It can lead to the unhappiness of others. She lost that slight chance of happiness because of my jealousy. And for that, I'm really sorry. From the bottom of my heart.
Wow, William, that was very touching. Well, that concludes our segment for now. A special shout out to Margot for joining us today and for William's surprise visit. We'll be back soon after the short break with 2 other special guests.
Wouldn't it be nice if we were older, then we wouldn't have to wait so long? And wouldn't it be nice to live together in the kind of world where we belong?
Welcome back to the Hey, this is our final senior project show. On our previous segment, Margot visited us all the way from Venus with a special surprise visit from William. On this segment, we have 2 very special guests from Spain.
Let's bring out the younger waiter and the older waiter from A Clean, Well-Lighted Place, who would like to remain anonymous. Welcome, you guys. How has been living and spending time in America been?
It's alright. Some areas are better than others, but our cafes are still better.
Here, we brought you guys a little something from our cafe.
Wow, this is so generous. Thank you guys. Where are the cups? Oh, we're not allowed to drink on live TV? Anyways, speaking of, drinks and bottles, you guys work at a cafe, right, in Spain?
Yeah, actually, I have a wife waiting for me at home, so can we hurry this up? I need to catch a flight and go home to my wife.
I have all the time in the world. I'm only getting older. I have nothing waiting for me at home. At home, I depend on the cafe to keep me from the loneliness this world has to offer me. This man over here, though, doesn't understand the struggle of having nothing in this world. All he ever thinks about is his own selfish desires. I understand what the old man is going through. People like him, like us, need a clean, well-lighted place to feel like we actually do belong somewhere in this world. The stories that we hear about him, like him attempting to commit suicide, I understand why he would want to spend his nights at our cafe. Although he's sitting alone, he has the company of us, the waiters. Just like our mere presence gives him a sense of company.
He's there all the time. I don't understand why I have to waste away my nights serving one old man some drinks. Also, how is wanting to go home to my wife a selfish desire? It's only normal.
What you don't seem to understand is that the cafe is comforting and helps us avoid the feeling of loneliness.
See, the point is, I don't feel lonely.
Remember that time where you basically forced us out of the cafe so you can go home? Well, I went to the bar afterwards and it was unpolished. There's nothing like the feeling of being in a cafe that's bright and clean. It gives us a sense of order, knowing that our life isn't completely terrible and unorganized. I still don't think you understand. I went home afterwards and was unable to sleep until daylight came. The fact that I have no idea what I'm doing with my life and don't know what to expect keeps me up at nights. I attempt to convince myself that it's insomnia, but we all know it's the feeling of nothingness that's keeping me up.
First of all, I don't need to understand. All I know is that I need to do my job and return home. There is no need for me to stay. I shouldn't have to sacrifice time and energy meant for my family to an old man that has no significance to me.
Yes, that is understandable, and it is great that you have a family to look forward to and provide for. However, part of your job in working at the cafe is to provide to anyone who comes into the restaurant. Isn't that right? Age and people do not matter as long as they are not a disturbance.
I think I know and understand what the older waiter is trying to say. You can avoid the feeling of loneliness by going to a clean, well-lighted place. In other words, a place that is organized and seems to be in order. This place gives the lonely people a sense of comfort because it's not unorganized, and you know what to expect. You're always expecting a brightly lit cafe and nothing else. This also gives them something to look forward to, unlike their life where they have no idea what to expect. Lonely people are scared of nada, meaning the fear of nothingness. Nothing brings comfort to them, not even religion, and nothing overall. They just have nothing to look forward to in life again. I understand why you want to spend your nights in the cafe.
Well, I think that sums it all up. Thank you to our two very special guests that came all the way from Spain. And this concludes our final senior project. I think it is time to finally get off the plane. Thank God.